Hello, welcome back. And today I'm going to be reviewing Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune. It's kind of a gross, rainy, yucky day out, and this book is a cozy book, so it kind of makes sense to review that today. Also, I'd like to just clear something up. In my book haul from Christmas, I described this book as a cozy, which is what I thought my son said was that he watched a YouTube review of like the best cozy books or whatever, and this was the number one. And I misunderstood and thought he meant it was a cozy, which I think means like a murder mystery. And this was not a murder mystery. So I think I'm going to say a good third of the way through this before I realized it's not a murder mystery. The main character just died of a heart. Oh, I don't know if that's a spoiler or not. But regardless, it's not a murder mystery. So it's just a cozy book. It's a cozy setting. It takes place in a tea shop, and it's just got limited characters. I mean, there's only like maybe 4 to 8 people in any scene. Like it's a very small, intimate gathering of characters, and that's what he meant when he said a cozy book. I misunderstood and thought it was, like I said, a murder mystery. It's not like an Agatha Christie or anything. Also, I would like to say that when I started reading this book, I got very frustrated, and I almost did not finish it. And I think it is very difficult to write humorous dialogue. I feel like that is something that is really hard to convey, especially if you want it to be like a quick back and forth. And I feel like that's hard to write. And there was a lot of that in the beginning of this book, and I was feeling very frustrated by the back and forth and the retorts. And also there was a lot of physical humor, which I also think is very difficult to write. And again, I wasn't feeling engaged. I was not enjoying the beginning. So I'm gonna, like, maybe a quarter of the way through, I was just getting frustrated. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I didn't really like the very, very beginning of the book. However, I have to say, by the end of this book, I loved it. I loved all of the characters. I loved their relationships. I am so glad I stuck with it. And like about a third of the way through, it turns from being just kind of humorous or almost like slapsticky into, which I mean, don't get me wrong, I love humor. That when someone falls down, I can't stop laughing. Or if someone trips and falls, or someone falls out off of something, that's kind of the funniest thing I can think of. And I will laugh every time I see it. It's just hard to write, that's all I'm saying about that. But I'm going to say about a third of the way through, this turned into more of a sentimental, kind of a nostalgic book, and the main characters began to connect more emotionally, and that's when I just started loving this book. And by the time I finished it, I was fully crying, tears, even read through the acknowledgments, still crying. I could not pull it together for a little bit. This was well worth it. Absolutely well worth it. And maybe you'll read it and you'll enjoy the humor in the beginning. Maybe you'll think it's funny. That's on me. I just didn't enjoy that part of it. But the rest of it, I am telling you, this was great. So the main character's name is Wallace, and he's humorously horrible in the beginning of this book. And then he dies. I don't think that's giving anything away. And he meets Hugo, who owns the tea shop, and May, who is works with Hugo, and Hugo's grandfather Nelson, and it is such a charming cast. They are, like I said, once a guest pet's the funny part, and they're actually having some more in-depth conversations. It becomes so heartwarming. And as the relationships develop, it becomes, you just get so invested in it. And as you see Wallace grow, I got so pulled in and so sucked into this story. And at the end, I don't want to give anything away, but I was crying. I don't know. I can't say, I just don't know what else to say about it. I highly recommend it. I think it's 4.5 out of 5. And you will not regret reading it. And at the end, you'll probably be a little teary. But it was a really good, it's not a mystery, but it was a really good take on death and the way it affects people who die as well as the people left behind. So that's that can be kind of tragic. There's some tragic storylines in here that it's well worth reading about. It's very touching, and it does make you examine some of your conceptions about what does happen after we die, and what happens to our loved ones, and what happens to the relationships we have with people once they've passed away. So again, I highly recommend it. Get through that first part, and it might not even bother you as much as it did me. It's well worth the read, and it was a cozy book, but not a cozy. Point of clarification. All right, I hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe and hit the notifications and comment. And have a great day.